Assalamualaikum, honorable teacher. I am Abokor Siddiq, 59 batch, roll 21. Today is the presentation day. Thank you, sir, for giving us this opportunity to presenting something about this topic, which is analysis of variance or ANOVA. Now I am telling about it. At first, we want to know that what is analysis of variance or ANOVA. So, analysis of variance is a statistical method used to test differences between two or more means. It may seem odd that the technique is called that analysis of variance rather than analysis of means. As you will see, the name of appropriate because inferences about means are made by analyzing variance. In my next slide, I would like to talk about assumption of analysis of variance. The analysis of variance technique is based on the following assumptions. Each sample is drawn randomly from a normal population and the simple statistics tend to reflect the characteristic of the population. Then the population from which the sample are drawn have identical means and variance like mu1 equal to mu2 equal to mu3 equal to mu1. Then sigma 1 equal to sigma 2 equal to sigma 3 equal to sigma n. In my next slide, I'm discussing about the computation of analysis of variance. The null hypothesis taken while applying the variance technique that the mean of different sample do not differ significantly, but the analysis of variance would be explained separately from 1A classification and 2A classification. This is all about my presentation. Thank you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, respected sir. I am Rafun Hassan Rabu, 59 batch, roll 7. Today it is our presentation day. First of all, thank you, sir, to giving me a chance to present my topic. My topic is one-way classification. Let's move on. The term one-factor analysis of variance refers to the fact that a single variable or factor of interest is controlled and its effect on the elementary units is observed. In other words, in one-way classification, the data are classified according to only criterion. Suppose we have k independent random samples of n1, n2, n3, and let's move on nk observation from k population. The population means are denoted by mu1, mu2, and mu_k. The other is the one-way analysis of variance is designed to null hypothesis S0 mu1 is equal to mu2 is equal to mu3 is equal to, let's move on, mu_k. My other slide is the steps involved in carrying out the analysis are: first one, calculate the variance between the samples. Second one, calculate the variance within the samples. Third one, calculate the F ratio. And fourth is compare the calculate value of F. My third slide is calculate the variance between the samples. The variance between the samples reflect the contribution of both different treatment or change to inter-sample variability. Sum of square is a measure of variation. The sum of square between samples is denoted by SSB. Thank you. That's all my topic. Thank you, sir.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Hamim Mizan, 59B, roll 9. Today is our presentation day. Respected sir, my presentation topic is the step in calculating variance between samples. Calculate the mean of each sample LE, X1, X2 and Xk. Calculate the grand mean X. The the difference between the means of various samples and grand mean. Square this division and obtain total, which will give some squares between the sample, and divide the total step by the degree freedom. The degree freedom will be once less than the number of samples. My next slide is calculating the variance within the samples. The variance within samples measures those inter-sample difference that arise due to change only. It is denoted by SSW for calculating the variance within the samples. We take the total of the sum squares of the division of variance item from main values the respective sample and divided this total the degree of freedom. My another slide is the step in calculating variance within the samples. Calculated mean value of each sample. The division of variance of median sample from values of respective. Square this division of median total, which gives some square with the samples, divided the total of median step C by the degree freedom. The degree freedom of median, the total number of sample refers number of all the obedience. Thank you.
Hello sir, I am Tamanna, role 18. Our presentation topic is analysis of variance. My slide contains how we can calculate the ratio of F. The F ratio is the ratio of the between group variance to the within group variance. It can be compared to a critical F ratio, which is determined by rejecting or accepting the null hypothesis, which determines whether or not there are no difference between groups. My next slide is contains about the analysis of variance table. It is also called the ANOVA table. The computation of both the between and within and the entire set of results may be organized into an ANOVA table. In this table, first we need to calculate the correction term, then we need to calculate sum of square total. Sum of square total is equal to summation of the all square minus correction term. Then we have to calculate sum of square between. Sum of square between is equal to summation of the all square divided by small m minus correction term. Here small n is equal to number of student or data any category. Then we have to calculate sum of square within. Sum of square within is equal to sum of square total minus sum of square between. Then we have to calculate mean square. Mean square between is equal to sum of square between divided by c minus 1. Then mean square within is equal to sum of square between divided by n minus c. Then we have to calculate F ratio. F is equal to mean square between divided by mean square within. In this slide, in this table, the important part is degree of freedom. Degree of freedom will be changed between samples and within samples. In between samples, it will be c minus 1 and within samples, it will be n minus c. My next slide is fields using the analysis of variance. The analysis of variance originates in agrarian research and agriculture terms as blocks and treatments. The analysis of variance finds application in every type of experimental design in natural science as well as social science and has become a very broad and technical subject. The method of analysis of variance are a fundamental part of plant research and the design of experiment. Comparative studies are essential in judging the effect of new technology, producer and policies. This is all about the analysis of variance. This is the reference part where I collect the information, and this is all about my presentation of analysis of variance. Thank you, sir.